What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Now, while looking over my collection this morning, trying to decide on a piece to do a review with, I kind of had a startling realization, right? I was like, freaked out, because I don't really know how to bring this up to you, but I landed on a piece that's gotten me a lot of questions. I think I've worn it in 2 videos already, and that particular watch I may have inadvertently stolen? Okay, before you call the police, I think it's best if I just explain myself calmly. You know what? Now would be a great time to subscribe to this channel while I'm still a free man. But yeah, definitely stole that watch. Okay, just give me a sec. It is 1:37 p.m. Let's get down to business. Okay guys, so before we begin, I'm currently wearing my awesome Certina DS2 Chronolympic. I actually did a review on this very watch, so if you are so inclined, go ahead, click the link in the description below and catch that review. But definitely come back, because you're going to want to see this. Okay guys, I guess it's time to fess up. The watch I'm talking about is my Omega Seamaster ST, reference number 3660848. Now, this is a beautiful little watch. Let me get into the specs of this, and then I'll go ahead and tell you how I acquired this watch. This watch, or I should say this reference number, was released in 1976, and it lasted all the way to the early 1980s. It's a 35mm case, but it wears a lot bigger than that. I'll throw it on the wrist so you guys can kind of see it. It's got the 1020 movement. It's a 17 joule automatic. Now, what I will say is, at first glance, people actually assume this is a quartz watch because of how thin it is. It's even thin by today's standards when you talk about case design. Let me see if I can get that sea monster in focus. Just a beautiful watch. I've always wanted a Seamaster, and this is a great example of one. The first thing that caught my eye about this watch was the bracelet. I love how it tapers and how it catches that light. Just an amazing design. Leave it to Omega to think that up. It's awesome. Just a beautiful, beautiful piece. Another really cool feature about this watch is that it has a 42-hour power reserve. That's really impressive when you consider the age of this piece. Okay guys, so now I guess I should fess up. How did I acquire this watch? Well, I didn't steal it exactly. Not by force, anyway. I actually met an older gentleman who is a watch collector, and he actually bought this watch new back in the 70s. I showed interest in the piece, and I asked him if he'd ever be willing to let it go. He said yes, and he named the price, and my jaw just dropped. I'd never been uncomfortable with a deal until that day. And, you know, I just couldn't believe it. So I told him, I was like, you know, are you sure you want to sell that watch to me at that price? You could absolutely get much, much more money for this online or elsewhere. But, you know, he saw my Instagram. He saw my real love for these pieces, and he told me, you know, he's enjoyed this piece for long enough. He wants this watch to go to someone who will appreciate it as much as he has throughout the years. Just a very generous dude, and so I did the deal. I paid for it. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I paid for this, but trust me, it was an absolute steal in every sense of the word. I'm very happy I own this piece now. It's an awesome piece to have in my collection, and I am absolutely going to show this watch as much, if not more, love now that it's in my collection. So I thought that was a really cool story, and I'm happy to share this watch with you guys. Why don't I throw it on the wrist, and you can see what it looks like. Alright, just zoomed out a bit so you can kind of get a reference. Here's my wrist, my big chunky wrist, and this watch actually fits me quite nicely. Like I said, it's a 35mm, but it wears much larger. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Again, super happy I was able to acquire it as easily as I did. I've had offers for this watch at much higher prices than what I paid for it, and I'm not letting it go anytime soon. Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this watch. You feel very special when you wear a little watch like this. Just for some advice for some budding watch enthusiasts, vintage Omegas are absolutely the watches to buy right now. The prices are rising due to increasing demand for these pieces, but shop around, do your research, try to find one of these in good condition. The prices are still very reasonable, although they are increasing. And to be honest, I doubt you'll be able to find one as pristine as this, because this is just immaculate. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a good time learning about this little vintage Omega Seamaster that I stole, but let's just keep that between you and I. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, go ahead and click that little bell icon so you do not miss any of my uploads. There is so much more content on the way. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Please share this with other watch enthusiasts, people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.